Good morning, students. Let us continue with the unit 4, in which we were discussing the literary terms of our syllabus. Two literary terms, dramatic monologue and sprung rhythm, we have already discussed. Today we are going to discuss inscape, instress, free verse, and blank verse. Let us start with inscape. Inscape, the key to Hopkins' poetry, means the conception of an aesthetic discovery of great importance. Inscape is the distinctive pattern or species of individually distinctive beauty perceived in nature by the artist. Basically, inscape to Hopkins meant design or pattern. He writes, as air or melody is, what strikes me most of all in music and design in painting, so design, pattern, or what I am in the habit of calling inscape is what I above all aim at in poetry. The countless forms of nature are all unique, separately inscaped by God. Each object in creation and the mind of each man too has its own inscape, which gives it its own identity. As each man's mind has its own escape, men escape the world separately according to their individual mood of awareness. Hopkins constantly endeavored to find patterns and perspectives in nature. In his journals, he is often found wrestling with words to describe exactly his inscape of nature. Inscape, according to Hopkins, is the soul of art. Poetry, to Hopkins, is a pattern. Inscape is the shape. The shape or inscape of the speech sound is more important for him than logical content. Hopkins' frequent use of compound objectives such as dappled down drawn and the devices of the inversion of word order, omission of relative pronouns, etc., are the ways through which he captures the inscape of the objects he depicts in his poetry. Now we come to the another term of our syllabus, that is instress. G.M. Hopkins was trained to discern the signs of aspects. As a result, he developed theories of natural essence and expressiveness, and of meter and coined other terms, inscape, in-stress, and sprung rhythm to define them. The term in-stress is closely associated with inscape. Inscape refers to the individual or essential quality of the thing, or what Hopkins calls individually distinctive beauty of style. If inscape is the body, in stress is the soul, which makes the body act the way it wishes. Hopkins uses pitch to express Duns Scotus' concept of Hexitius or thisness. Always too scrupulous and self-critical, Hopkins never reconciled writing poetry and serving God. His poetry, as a consequence, is a means to express the thisness of the object of the God that is inscape and the force that sustains it. The poem The Wreck of the Deutschland, his sonnets such as The Windhover, Pied Beauty, Carrion Comfort, No Worst, There is None, etc., beautifully bring out Hopkins' concept of in-stress. So this was the term in-stress prescribed for our studies. Now we come to the term free verse. Free verse, in French language, vers libre, is a modern form of verse that does not adhere to any specific rhyme or metrical scheme. Although it does not completely desert the basic poetic precepts of heightened language and sound, this type of poetry was popularized by notable poets such as Walt Whitman, Emily Dickinson during the late 19th century. Whitman's signature collection, Leaves of Grasses, almost entirely composed in free verse. Let us discuss another term of our syllabus, blank verse. Blank verse denotes verse composed of unrhymed lines of iambic pentameter. Means there is no music, no rhyme, whereas this type of poetry is concerned. It is generally employed in English dramatic, epical, and reflective verse. Blank verse is often unobtrusive, and the iambic pentameter form often resembles the rhymes of ordinary speech. Initially, it was used by Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, but it soon became a standard meter for dramatic poetry as well as a popular form used in narrative and meditative poems. The bulk of the finest verse of English by Marlowe, Shakespeare, Milton, Wordsworth, Tennyson, etc., has been written in blank verse. John Milton's grand epic, Paradise Lost, is also written in blank verse. This is all about today's lecture. Mark it here. We shall continue with the rest of the literary terms of our syllabus. Thank you.